So I wanted to maybe just chat about our first goal that we conceded against Portugal. I feel like we made a lot of mistakes there that led to Portugal's goal. Um, One thing is the positioning. It's not where I want us to be, and the other thing that I want us to look at is our wing play. I'm very insistent on wingers pulling wide. I know I brought this up in the match, and I think Slick, you told me that no, he did the right thing. It doesn't matter about that. I want our wingers to pull wide. I want our wingers to pull wide, and I want one of our two attacking midfielders in Strootman or Mohab joining the attack rather than our wingers pulling to the middle and compressing the field of play, which makes it more difficult to actually create openings. But let's just have a look at what I mean. We'll first have a look at the defensive transition. So basically, we've won the ball here. Liberal passes it right to Aziz, and I'm going to stop it here quickly so we can see what I mean. Let's stop it there. So if I look at the field of play, Chezi is standing almost in line with Moab. So he's taken himself out of the equation for receiving a pass. Dan is standing almost in line with me. So he's taken himself out of the equation for receiving a pass from Aziz. Both options are cut off by our own players. So there's nothing there. What I want us to do is Dan, you move out wide or you spread out play. That way, same thing with Chezi on the other end. I want you to spread out play. The other thing is, look at where their defensive line is. We shouldn't be this far behind. Our strikers need to be right up on that line to make sure that the field of play is spread open and that their defenders are under pressure, because at the moment they're having a holiday. Yeah? Just delete all of this. The next thing I want us to look at, is the defensive transition. So I've passed the ball, and again, have a look here, see what I mean. We're on top of each other. There's no options here again. If you look at where Chezi is, he's right on top of where he's not going to get a pass to him. That's not going to be. It's going to be hard to do that because if he plays that pass, it's going to hit his heel. Basically, Slick is also standing behind the defender. Dan is also standing behind it. So those options are out. If I look at Strootman, also it's going to be a bit difficult to get that ball to him because he'll have to change direction and to pull back. So our positioning is horrendously wrong. Also, if I take this away, there's a massive field of play here. There's so much opportunity to receive a pass here. It's something that we really need to have a look at. All right, let's continue. So we lose the ball. I'm going to stop it here because now we need to go into defensive transition and we're in big trouble here. Number one, okay, we've got a calm defender, but look at the defensive line. It is all the way back. When we are on attack, that defensive line needs to be, right there on that halfway line or thereabouts. That far deep is a problem. Understood that this was a comp player, so I don't think we have much of a choice in that instance. Secondly, Toons, you're in trouble, mister. For some odd reason, you wanted to go up the wing here to try and create space, which shouldn't be the case because that is Dan's area. Dan is supposed to be out wide in that wing. And I want Strootman to put into this area to create it because I'm already covering the defensive line. If anything happens, I'm there to cover. Strootman should be in that area. Chezi, you should be all the way out there, spreading these defenders out and opening the field of play. Like this, we've sort of, everything is concentrated to one area of the pitch, making it very hard to pick a pass. Yeah. So in any event, we're in the defensive transition, and that ball's going to come back, and this guy is usually going to be faster than you, and he's going to sprint in this direction. There is nothing you can do to it. And that defender is a common defender, so he's not going to be able to track back. Let's just have a look at what happens with the play. So defense flips, and there the ball comes in. Right, so we've already lost that header because you couldn't get goal side. If you had been goal side, maybe we had an opportunity, but now you've lost the opportunity to get that guy. Maybe you've lost the opportunity there, and there's no chance of you there. So you're out of position, and you'll be chasing the game. Yeah. Let's keep playing it. Of course, I was too late on my slide. I'm sorry about that. And the goal is scored. So the point I'm trying to make, guys, is that we need to be a bit more careful in terms of how we defend. We need to make sure that we cover our spaces properly. We make sure that when we have the ball, that the moment that we have the ball, we start taking up our positions. We start moving out wide and spreading the attack out. This is also too much on top of each other. It's something that we need to look at. If there's one defensive midfielder already covering, we don't need two more to join. One of you have got to stay up front. Yeah, so that Slick doesn't have to drop back to cover that space, because that's what he's doing at the moment. Having two of you in midfield, Strootman and Mohab, is a waste of space, in my opinion. So I want us to work on that. I'm going to let it play one more time so we can see what I'm talking about. Ball goes out wide. One other option there for you, Lebo. If I look at what you did there, you passed it out wide. It was a bit of a soft pass to Aziz, and you put him a bit under pressure because the pass quality wasn't good. Consider that we've got a human goalkeeper with a very good ability to pass the ball out. If you give it back to yourself, Toons can make himself available. Dan can make himself available for a long ball because he's got a good boot on him and is able to find the spaces out wide very easily. So consider that. Instead of going back and turning your body in the wrong direction, rather go back towards the keeper. Yeah. And then again, creating space. Do not bunch up and run in front of each other. You're causing yourself grief. And then defensive transitions. The moment the opposition gets the ball, that's when you need to be goal side. So you Toons at least. That's why you need to make sure that you don't go too far up the wing. It's a dangerous game to play, particularly because the ball's on the other end of the pitch. If anything, Aziz might be offering some kind of support on this flank, but not you on the opposite end. Yeah. And then also, once that happens and that defense is flipped, I also need to make sure that's me. Sorry, that's me. That is Strootman. That is the three midfielders need to make sure that we're covering anyone that's coming from midfield. If we go man for man, we should be fine. Cool, guys.